Greetings, goths, punks, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk and cosmic groovers. How you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Well, today's going to be an indoor video. It's absolutely awful outside raining, so I'm stuck inside today. But I thought while I'm stuck inside, I'll do a video explaining a bit about myself and who I am. So I'm 54 years old and I first got into the alternative music scene in the 80s. Now, first of all, I was into all sorts of things before I settled on, the genre that I wanted to follow. I was into metal, I was into rock music, I was into punk, and I was into goth music. So I was into all of those things really. And then a bit later on down the road, I got two pathways to go. I could have gone goth or punk, and I like both pretty much about the same, but I went down the punk road for a very long time, and it was only till I got to sort of around 30 that I sort of rediscovered my goth side. And today I'm into goth more than anything else. So since I was a kid, I was always into the outdoors. I was always out all day playing in the woods, making dens, making tree houses, or out in the fields. So I always enjoyed that type of thing. And, I did occasionally go on hikes with people. My family were into hiking or outdoors. So friends of the family had like a hiking group, and they'd take me out sometimes when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed that. And school trips, I really enjoyed going to Derbyshire and Yorkshire, stopping at the youth hostels, and I really enjoyed it. That's what got me into it. But when I've got into alternative stuff, it sort of went into the background a bit for many years. I did go on a few hikes with my alternative mates, and we had fun going to places. So there is quite a lot of alternative people that enjoy outdoor places. When I was 17 years old, I got thrown out of home for being alternative. I was like a punk at the time, and I had like green hair, and my family said I used to embarrass them, and I used to make them feel ashamed in front of the neighbours and stuff. So anyway, I was just doing typical teenage stuff, nothing really bad, but because of the way I looked and who I was, and the music I listened to, I got thrown out of home. So if any parents are thinking of throwing your teenage kids out of home, don't do it. It's really damaging to teenagers, and it's taken me a long time to start healing from that. I struggled for many years with a lot of things. I mean, it's one of the most damaging things you can do to a teenager. But anyway, I got on with that. I ended up staying all sorts of dodgy places, and eventually I found like a group of like-minded people who were punks, and we lived in squats and stuff like that for many years, and that became my new family. And I was doing that for many years, and like I said, all through my 20s and stuff. So anyway, as I was saying, when I got to about 30, I got into goth more, and that stuck with me for about 24 years, and that's where I am now. And getting into the outdoors and walking, getting up on the moors and stuff, for me that started with the music and listening to the music. A lot of the lyrics were quite imaginative, talking about going to places like up onto dismal moors or going into dark forests. And I started doing a bit of walking and getting out into these places in nature, and I really started enjoying it. I've always been a nature lover. I love wildlife and animals. I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan for the animals, not because it's a fad or anything like that. But going out into nature, seeing wildlife and animals, it really uplifted. And I had a lot of damage to heal from the past. I had some quite traumatic times, being thrown out at a young age, and I found being out in nature really healing and helpful. And I got sort of addicted to going out walking, and it's a nice addiction though. It's not a damaging one, it's a really healthy one. And I really got into walking, and I've been to all these amazing places that have their own history, and I love reading about the history and delving into it and researching it. And from listening to the music at home in my bedroom, I was going out and I was living it, and I just grew a real passion for it. I mean, going back to a teenager before I got thrown out of home at about 17. Before I got thrown out, I remember going for group walks. There was quite a few of us goths, metalheads, punks, and we'd go along this river valley on a river walk up to the next town and go to the pub there in the summer sometimes, and really enjoyed doing it with other alternative people. There's so many alternative people out there, goths, punks, metalheads who love nature and the outdoors, and I really enjoyed that. And in recent years I started doing a walking group for alternative people, punks, goths, metalheads, and that was really nice. It's been on pause for the last year, but I'm going to start doing that again hopefully this year. And wherever you are in the world or in this country, I recommend getting little walks together for you and your mates. It's really nice. Saying that, I do enjoy the solitude of walking sometimes on my own, and I find it really good for headspace and getting my own thoughts in order or in unorder, whichever works at the time. And I think because a lot of the time when I was younger and I was going through quite traumatic times, I'd just have to live wherever I could, whether it was in squats or in really rough run-down city areas. Now some of those inner city areas that I lived in that were very run-down and rough, they were very depressing places. And I can remember a couple of times, no, it's more than a couple, I can remember quite a few times getting the bus out into Glossop, into the countryside, just to get away from it all, and just get away from the crowded places with all the people. And it was just nice. And I still do that sometimes to clear my head, to get away from all the people in the towns, especially city centre, and just soak up a bit of nature and a bit of quiet time. So I do enjoy that. Now some of you will know this, some of you won't, but I think it was about 7 years ago now, I got diagnosed with diabetes type 2. Basically I just put quite a bit of weight on. So what I did is I thought I'll try and lose some weight, because that's what pushed it over into diabetes. So getting walking, I went out, started walking every day, started off a bit at a time, and in a year I'd lost 3 stone and I'd reversed the diabetes. And every year I have to go for a test, and every year it comes back non-diabetic, then it's a bonus. And I think it was quite good last time I went, the results. So that's encouraging for walking as well, for the health aspects of keeping my weight down, because I really enjoy my food and I don't want to starve myself. So I eat pretty well, but I do loads of walking sort of to counterbalance that. So I eat well, and I do plenty of walking to burn it off. That's the health aspects. It's good for mental health and it's good for your physical health as well. But for me, the main thing that I'm into now is for pure enjoyment of being outdoors in green spaces. I mean, some of these places, they're so beautiful, and there's so much history to them, and I just find the outdoors quite an enchanting place to be in. I do love coastal walks as well. There's something about the seaside that I really like. I like all these sort of old Victorian remains you get at the seaside with the big piers and that. And I've not been to the seaside for a few years now, so I plan to do that again this year. Sadly, a place that I like going to, Southport, they've got a lovely Victorian pier and like a vintage arcade there, with all the sort of Victorian machines in, and the pier's been shut there for safety reasons just after last time I went. So I'll have to look if there's anywhere else that I can get to easily that's got a nice Victorian heritage, because I I do like the seaside air. I think every now and again I just like to go to the sea, you know, and maybe paddle in the sea a bit and just like touch the water. I find it really grounding. So I think quite a few people enjoyed the video I did the other week about goth clothes, and there's some nice little interview snippets that I put in there. Now I found a couple more interview snippets since last time, and I'm going to include those now. The first person in the clip is a great example of what I was saying about the other week. Sometimes you can just buy a simple second-hand item and you can really make it just by adding some accessories, and this woman in the video is a good example of that. She's just wearing basic stuff, but she's really made it with the accessories.
Already is Kat. What do you like about this club?
My friends, music. I don't know.
No, they don't do after hours. I can vouch for that.
I like everything. It's alright. It's on the room.
You like the music?
Yeah.
And you like the company that you're meeting
Yeah.
with, the people?
Yeah.
And what sort of music do you specifically like?
All sorts. Absolutely all sorts.
Yeah, be a bit more specific than that. What are your favourite records that they play now?
Psychedelic Furs.
Yeah, okay. I don't know any records by them myself.
Look My Way.
And what about your clothes? Where do you get them from? Do you?
Clothes.
Yeah, do you go to a specific shop?
Ex-Clothes in Leeds.
Sorry?
It's Linda.
Linda. Okay, now where do you get your clothes from? A lot of people say they get them from places like Oxford and Jumble Sales. Now, is this true?
No, I make all mine. I make them out of sheets.
You make them out of sheets. It's funny because somebody else was saying they did exactly the same. Now, your hairstyle, it's a bit unordinary to say the least. Do you get it done specially, or does someone do it for you, or what?
No, I do that myself as well.
You do your hair all yourself?
Apart from the sides, I get that done at a barber's usually. That's about all.
Just the sides at a barber's and you leave the top for yourself?
Yeah, that's right. I just do that.
Now, what do you like about this club? What do you like about the music? Which music do you like and whatever?
I don't know. I just like it because it's different. It's the only place around here that plays this sort of music, so it's quite good, really. I mean, there's not many other clubs that will let us all in anyway because they don't like us, so this is the only place where we can get our sort of music played.
Yeah, and what type of music do you like? Obviously you like the alternative style of music, but could you be a little bit more specific about it?
I like Stranglers, Cabaret Voltaire, Sisters of Mercy, that sort of music. I like most of the stuff that play here, really.
Yeah, okay, right, thanks a lot.
Now, just at the end of that interview snippet, the girl there is talking about how most clubs don't like goths or alternative people and they won't let them in. Now, that's another reason for me why I enjoy going outdoors into green spaces. Nature and green spaces don't judge you, people do. So for me, it's nice to get away from people sometimes. And I suppose that's dipping into the green goth thing a bit. I mean, probably why I like it so much is because nature doesn't judge you. Nature doesn't care what you dress like. It doesn't care what music you listen to. And I think it's one of the places where I feel truly accepted. I mean, things have come on so far since the 80s when, you know, general society feared or hated anyone different. Nowadays it's a lot better, and I'm so pleased it's got a lot better for alternative people now. But even though I still like my time out in nature. So I would like to say at this point a big thank you to all my recent subscribers. Cheers guys, it means a lot. And as always, for all you guys that have been with me for a while now, I really appreciate it, and cheers for sticking with me. And if you've watched today's video and you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to consider giving us a like and consider giving us a subscribe. So until the next video, don't forget, be different, stay weird, stay free. Bye now.